Hiya, welcome to day 2 of my Red January journey, trying to show you some snippets of yoga here and there that you might be able to get involved with at home. This morning I joined Caroline Robertson on Radio Cumbria and we did a little bit of yoga on air. Obviously brilliant for radio. We should have live streamed it really, so I thought what I'd do is I'd recreate that moment for you here. I haven't brought Caroline with me, so you're just going to have to put up with just one Caroline. So we're going to do some tree pose. We'll start as we normally do. I explained yesterday about my habit of Om chanting. So I'll carry on and we'll do that again. So this is a pre-Om chanting warning. If you just want to fast forward through this bit, feel free. So first of all, we're just going to get into a comfortable seat position, whatever that is for you. I'm cross-legged, you don't need to be. You can be however you want to be, as long as you've got a nice straight spine. Rest your hands wherever they land, that's absolutely fine. Close your eyes if you're comfortable, or just a nice soft gaze against the opposite wall. Today we've got all sorts of sounds to listen to. We've got the neighbour's dog, the clock ticking as usual. So first of all, we'll just recognise that those noises are there. And then we're going to draw our attention internally, just check in, see how we're doing today. Quick body scan, down to your feet, up your legs, hips, spine, what's that doing? Roll your shoulders a couple of times, relax your arms, tuck your chin. We're just going to slow the breathing down a little bit, so just breathing in through the nose if that's alright, unless you've got a cold. Just noticing where that air is coming into, which bits of you are moving to make it happen, chest, abdomen. Do your shoulders move a little bit as well? Just slowing that breathing down. One more breath like this, nice and calm. So I'm going to Om chant to open the class. This is your warning to fast forward if you want to. Nice deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your palms together in front of your chest, chin down. Rub your palms together, generate some heat, some energy, some warmth. And then place your hands over your eyes, over your face, on the back of your neck. Give it a rub, be nice to yourself for a second, into your shoulders. And when you're ready, relax those hands down, open your eyes. Lovely. Good. So yesterday we did some warming up of our joints. We've got our hands moving, we've got our elbows moving, our knees, our ankles, everything going. So today we'll start off with just interlacing fingers, palms nice and up, stretch all the way up, look up if that feels okay for your neck. Nice big stretch. Lovely. And then relaxing those hands down. Let's just do a bit of neck movement, left ear, left shoulder. Feel that nice stretch down your neck there into your shoulder. If it feels okay to, you could pop this hand out to that side as well. It's a nerve stretch down the arm. Not everyone likes that feeling, so don't worry. And then back up, we're going to do right ear, right shoulder, left hand out if that feels okay. Lovely. Back through to the centre. We're going to put left hand behind, right hand on that knee. And looking over that back shoulder. Nice straight spine. Gently coming back round to the middle. Left hand on that knee, right hand behind. Nice straight spine, looking over that back shoulder. And gently coming back round again. Lovely. So we'll do some cat-cow stretches. So for this you need to come into a tabletop position. I'm just going to get Oscar out the way. This is Oscar. I love him. It's my rock pig. Get him out the way so you can see what I'm doing. So tabletop position, wrists directly underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your wrists there. We're just going to inhale, arch your back, head up, tailbone up. Exhale, round through your spine, head down, tailbone down. Inhaling up, hair out the way. Inhaling up into cow. Exhaling down into cat. Couple more, inhaling up into cow. Exhaling into cat. One more, nice big stretch. And then exhaling. Lovely. Back to a neutral spine. Just sit back on your heels if your knees allow. A nice stretch or a nice relaxing pose is what we call child's pose. So this isn't for everyone, just give it a go. If your knees don't do this, just sit this one out and we'll carry on, we'll move on in a second. But from kneeling, thunderbolt pose, just walking your hands forward. Nice stretch of your hands forward. If you're more endowed in the chest department than I am, you can open your knees up here. Hands, again, just walking forward. Nice stretch forward. And if your forehead will go down, or, where's my block? Or I'm using it to hold the camera. Or you can put your head on something. Let's use books. Walking your hands forward. If your forehead doesn't go all the way to the floor, just resting your head down. And either hands in front, or if it's more comfortable, down by your feet. Or of course, if your head will go down. Lovely. So that's a restful position. Not everyone finds child's pose restful, but if you ever need to come down and just take a bit of time out, that's the one to do. So let's try tree pose. We're going to come up to standing. So hopefully you can still see me. In fact, I'll go back a bit. My head might not be in shot. So for tree pose, for any balancing pose, there's two keys to it really. The main one, so the balancing poses are really great for focus, because if you're going to balance, all your brain needs to think about is not toppling over. So it's brilliant for focus and concentration because you can't think about anything else while you're doing it. So the first key to it is actually just starting on both feet and just making sure that, right, we've got our feet underneath our hips so they're not dead set together, they're slightly apart. Shoulders back and down, nice and straight. And first of all, just find that centre of gravity. So just wobble side to side, front to back, a couple of times. Whoa, try not to fall over. And then get that centre of gravity there, lovely, nice and straight. The other key to it is finding a spot in front of you that you can stare at that's not going to move. So I'm going to stare at a bit of floor directly in front. And that's where I'm going to stare for the whole time when I'm balancing. And that way I don't have to worry about what I'm looking at. All I'm worrying about is the balancing. So from here, we're going to put all of our weight into our left foot. So transfer all the weight into that left foot and the right knee bends. Let's get our hands out of the way. From here, we're going to turn that right knee to the outside. Lovely. So we're going to strengthen into the standing leg, strengthen into the core. All of the weight's in this left leg. And we're just going to experiment with taking these right toes off the floor. Just see how you get on. Staring at that spot that's not going to move. And what we're going to do is try and put that left foot on your right leg, and then we're pushing foot into leg and vice versa. Squeezing into your core, nice and solid in that standing leg. And then our foot comes back down again. Simples. Other side. So all of your weight into the right this time. This left knee bends. Turning that out to the outside, staring at that spot that's not going to move in front of you. Shoulders back and down still, strong into that core. Lovely. So nice and solid into this standing leg. Just experiment with taking these left toes off the floor and onto your right leg, foot into leg and vice versa. Lovely, nice and steady. And then foot goes back down. Good. Shake anything out that needs shaking. So, I've managed to move my mat. So, there's all sorts of options with this now as to where your leg moves to. So, option 1 is, as we've just done, onto the calf there. Option 2 is bringing it and putting your heel just above your knee. So with this one, I talked about putting pressure through the foot into the leg to help you balance. So when it's around your knee like this, I want the pressure to go through the heel into the thigh, not through the foot into the knee joint. So foot's flat, but the pressure is going through the heel, just protecting that joint. And then the other option is to bring it up towards your thigh, if your knee will allow you to do that. So it's entirely up to you. If you've done this before with me, there is an option to bring your foot like this as well. There's always options, lots of options. Just choose the one that works for you. Good. So both feet underneath our hips again, shoulders back and down. Let's get our hands out of the way. All of that weight into that left leg again. Bending that right knee. Turn that right knee out. Okay. Nice and strong into standing leg, squeezing across that core. Nice and strong up here. Test by taking those toes away, whether they go onto your shin, well, calf, up towards your knee, or you might need to use your hand to bring it further up. Whichever one works for you. Pushing that foot into the leg and vice versa, focusing on that point that's not going to shift. If you do balance there, then you could always bring your hands into prayer. Lovely. Let's dismount without falling over. Good. Let's do the other side. So, all of the weight into the other leg now. We're onto our right leg. This left knee bends. Let's get our hands out of the way. Taking that left knee to the outside. Strengthening into this standing leg. Find that spot that's not going to move. Nice and strong into this core. And then we're moving that foot tentatively to whichever point works for you. You can use your hand to move it up a little bit. Pushing your foot into your leg and vice versa, nice and strong in this standing leg, nice and strong into this core. And if you're steady there, prayer position. Lovely. And then, nice fancy dismount. Good. Shake anything that needs shaking. Good. So we'll try that one more time. I don't know what I'm doing to my mat. Over enthusiastic. One more time. And this time, if we manage to get our hands into prayer, we're going to try and get them over our head. I realise that's going to be out of shot. But needs must. Right. So, feet underneath our hips, shoulders back and down. Good. Left leg first. Let's get our hands out of the way. Strengthen into this left leg, popping all the weight to that side. Find that spot that's not going to move. This right knee, turns towards the outside. And then we're going to tentatively, nice and strong in the standing leg, strong into your core. We're going to move this foot up to the point where we're comfortable having it. Foot presses into leg and vice versa. Good. So from here, if you're steady, prayer pose. And if you want to, you could bring your hands up and overhead. And then fancy dismount from here. From here, hands out to the outside. Turn our palms down and down. Now it's worth saying, if you aren't sure with any of these balancing poses, there's all sorts of things you can do to help you get into them. Obviously, a wall's going to help. Bum on your wall. And then you can just get your body into the place it needs to be in so that you've got that muscle memory for when you do it away from the wall. Also, if you've got a chair around, obviously just having that there, just in case you need it, as you're doing, and then we're not going to tumble anywhere. It's useful to have these props around just in case. So, last side, hands out of the way, all of the weight into this right leg then. Left knee bends, turns to the outside, find that spot. Strong into the standing leg, strong across that core. We're going to tentatively bring these toes off and bring to the point where we want to bring them on the leg. Pushing that foot into the leg and vice versa. If you're comfortable there, prayer pose. If you're comfortable there, high prayer pose, ooh, wobble. Lovely. And then from here, hands out to the outside, turn on palms, and then back down. Brilliant. So that's what we did in Radio Cumbria this morning with Caroline. We really should have been live streaming it. I think next time I'll go in, I'll see if I can take Facebook Live or something. But that's our yoga for today, tree pose. Practice it with the chair, practice it watching the telly, practice, using the sofa to help support you there. And who knows what tomorrow will bring? Depends what happens today. So yeah, happy day 2. And yeah, see you tomorrow. Hopefully I'll get this one uploaded by the time you can, actually take part today. And yeah, look forward to seeing you tomorrow.